Hey, welcome back for my weekly live feed. So today my live feed is on the road, and I told you that it would be, didn't I? So where am I today? I am in beautiful Brainerd, Minnesota, just about an hour from where I was born and raised. And this area of Minnesota is just so spectacular and beautiful and gorgeous in the spring and summer. So I am here today as a guest in the home of a very dear and special friend. And I want to bring her in really quickly, and then she's going to make another appearance later in the video. This is my dear friend Paola Jo. Hi. Paola Jo from Cedar Quilts, right?
Cedar Quilts.
Cedar Quilts. And we're in her studio today, and I'm going to be talking about what Paola and I have going on a little bit later. So she'll be back at the end of the live feed. But I have my list in hand, and I want to review some things before we get to the news of the day. Okay, so let's see. What do I have to review? So as you know, I was in Huntley, Illinois, right, on my teaching gig earlier this week, and oh my gosh, I had just an absolutely fantastic time. Up in Huntley, I had a group of 8 students. My host, Sandy, was just so gracious, and it was so much fun. Those ladies, I filled their brains up to overflowing with Pro Stitcher Sim stuff, and so they bought some stuff, they bought some supplies, they got some videos, they had all my layout and rendering training, and it was just super loads of fun. So I hopped a plane yesterday, flew on in here to Minnesota, and I think I mentioned to you several times already that I was coming here today. I've been alluding to this trip for a while. So I'm here with Paola today, and then tomorrow I'm going to be in Le Sueur, south of the Twin Cities, I guess. I don't know. I'm going to have to punch it in the GPS. And my mom and I are going to be road tripping down to the southern part of the state. And I have 3 students and my host lined up for down there. So I'm really excited to do some more Pro Stitcher training down there. But I wanted to also review some of the things that are happening back in Florida while I am here. So as you all know, I had a run on those ballpoint needles, right? And I was out of stock. Well, I got another big order when I was here, and Paul is back home. So he has been filling orders and shipping orders for me on the needles. So if you've been waiting, I appreciate your patience on that, and they are on their way, I promise. The other thing that came in was a couple of zipper orders, and I posted about this yesterday, but I want to just go ahead and review if you didn't catch that. I pretty much make up the zippers as the orders come in. So I will be back in my studio on Tuesday of next week, and I will do the zipper orders very first thing and get those out in the mail. Okay, so I appreciate your business, and I just appreciate you waiting just a little bit longer on those. All right, let's see, what else have I got going on? So today I've been here with Paola working on video content, and we're going to talk about that in a minute when Paola comes back. But I just want you to know that for my own content, right before I left on my trip, I uploaded that new version of Best Practices for Pantos, recorded in premium. And just as a review on that session, I go through the MK way of setting up pantos, okay? So regular pantos, offset pantos, and that stitching from right to left, left to right, connecting them, all of that is in pantos. And I think it's a 2.5-hour video, and I've got nothing but positive feedback on that, and of course the rest of my layout and rendering. So if you haven't already and you're interested, hop on over to mkquilts.com. Along the top, the video training store, and order up any of my videos there. Okay? All right, when I get back to Florida, what I am planning to do is get back to recording some new content. Of course, my layout and rendering is going to be ongoing, but I think I mentioned a couple of weeks ago I was going to do that little mini class on that cool quilt that I was doing where I did a combination of techniques. I did some point-to-point triangles, I did some art and stitch, I did some offset pantos. There was a lot of things wrapped into one quilt. So that's going to be what I am planning for new content from Within Simulation when I get back to Florida. So stay tuned for that. I promise it's coming. All right, without further ado, I want to share with you why I'm really here today. And again, I've alluded to this in the past, but what I'm really doing here today is I'm embarking on a new relationship with Paola. So Paola's from Minnesota. I'm originally from Minnesota, and we met last summer when I was home and I did some teaching with my Pro Stitcher, Paula got together a wonderful group of ladies. We had training right upstairs from where I am right now. And we've just stayed connected this past year over the internet. Well, if you haven't already, you're going to want to start following Paula over on YouTube, on her sites. It's called Cedar Quilts. And why don't I just bring her in and let her explain a little bit about her business and a little bit about where she's come from and how long she's been doing what she's doing. So Paula, first, thank you so much for having me today. And we just got done with the most fantastic lunch and dessert.
Just a little lunch, Minnesota style.
She can quilt and she can cook, I'm telling you. So just tell us real briefly a little bit about yourself and how long you've been doing what you've been doing.
Well, I've been sewing since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. My mom had to find some way to keep me busy because I was always asking, always inquisitive, checking out things. And anyway, so yes, I've been sewing a long time, but I've been quilting about 17, 18 years or so. And I had a small mid-arm first on a big table. And then I got a handy quilter, 16-inch. My first one was only 9-inch throat. And so then I moved up to a 16, and I loved the handy quilter. And then I bought a new Fusion a couple of years ago, and that's 24 inches, so I've upgraded several times. And then as soon as the Pro Stitcher Premium was available, I upgraded to Premium. But when my Fusion came with the computerized, the main thing that I wanted to be able to do, and I kept asking over and over and over, can I memorize my own stuff? Because I've always done free motion. And then use it and reuse it and things like that. And so, I really enjoy that part.
Well,
I do mainly customer quilts.
I'm so glad to hear that you weren't really afraid to do the premium update, because it's been fantastic, hasn't it?
I've really enjoyed it. I didn't have much trouble switching from standard to premium. I'm an Apple girl, though. My biggest thing has just been that it's Windows, and I don't know how to use those mouse things and some of that stuff. But oh yeah, I love Premium. It's been really nice.
Good. So the other thing, of course, you guys all know that I do my videos, my YouTube content, and all of that from within simulation, right? And I do a lot of screen capture in my videos. Well, Paula also is well known for her videos. So tell us a little bit about how long you've been doing your kind of videos.
We've been doing quilting videos for a year, and we started out with a lot of our clotheslining technique, which really saves you time piecing. I'm a busy quilter like you are, and I don't have a lot of time for piecing, so that was our big thing. I've been teaching intergenerational church quilting activities for, oh my goodness, 20 years at least. And that's always been one of my favorite things. So that was one of our first things. But we do Quick Tip Tuesdays and Free Motion Fridays, and just have lots of fun little tips on how to enjoy your quilting and be real with your quilting, and lots of fun little tips from borders and marking and all sorts of stuff. I'm random and all over the board with it.
Okay, well, that's a little introduction to Paula. And so, Paula, again, thank you for coming. So let me explain the rest of what we are planning to do here. And again, I think I've alluded to this over the last several months, actually. When I started with my new hosting site, of course, that was my main transition to how I was going to host my own content. But part of that service that they offer is to have other people come along as contributors, okay? I've caught on with her content, and I've been following her and watching her. I love that she mixes the free motion with the Pro Stitcher. I can learn a lot from this lady. But her and I seem to have this connection just in other ways other than our quilting. And I approached her about having some of her content put through MK Quilts. Okay, so we're still ironing out the details, but we're basically going for it. I think you're gonna enjoy some of her content, and in the future, I'm also going to be looking to maybe bring on some other folks who have quilting related things that maybe would like to come on and join us as a contributor through MK Quilts. And what does that mean basically? It basically means that we help each other get the traffic, get the people following us, get the people interested, and do what it is that we love to do and help share that love really over the world. We were just talking about it at lunch, how it's amazing how I just kind of started doing these live feeds, and now I have people all over the world that follow me, that bring me in to do these classes, and it's just really a cool thing. So just keep watching with that. Paula and I just today, we were doing some introductory type videos. We were doing a shared block video, and Lori's holding the camera today. So Lori, I usually end my live feed with showing what's on the frame. So if you could just come in, and basically what we wanted to do today, because Paula's my first contributor, is we wanted to kind of show how I approach doing a block, which my block is over here on the left. I'm working my block from simulation, of course. And then Paula is very much more of a free motion, free flow, free form, free spirit kind of a quilter. And so we're going to finish these up. We'll take some pictures and add it to our video content that we've been doing today. But we've just been having a lot of fun this morning. And there's more to come from Paula and I. We're just really excited. So keep following along for my content, for Paula's content. And come on in, Paula, because we want to end our live feed today with how we normally end our videos. And what is it that I say? Well, today I have to say, from Paula's studio to yours, happy quilting. And Paula says,
toodaloo, come and see us again.
Thanks for joining us today, you guys. Until next week, I'll see you when I'm back in Florida. Bye-bye.
Toodaloo.